Well, good morning, gardening friends. This hibiscus continues to be one of my favorite plants in the garden, but it's really too big for this area here, though. What I'm really thinking about doing is after it dies back this winter, actually digging it up. Because you can see how it's really, I could dig around it. And also the fact that it's so open, so there's not really much it just takes up way too much room here. I guess I had no idea that it was so big. And it only gets bigger. And I was thinking about putting it over in here somewhere. I guess that is the big problem. Where would I put it? Now there's a driveway right here, an alternate driveway actually. So how about right? There's really no place to put it. I guess I have to figure out a place to put it before I can actually move it. And this trumpet vine, I'll probably never get rid of it. And I wished I hadn't put it there because it's just too big for this area. The moonflowers are growing really good. And the honeysuckle is blooming very good. This is the honeysuckle here. Here's the nasturtiums I put down here, but they're not blooming yet. But the moonflowers have grown way up here across the top. This winter for sure, though, I'm just going to cut the trumpet vine off here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see in there or not. That's right at the woody base. And then every place I see it, I'll just pull it up like a weed. And that probably won't get rid of it, but just give me another weed I have to pull every day, I guess. There's loosestrife blooming even this time of year. It usually blooms earlier in the spring. And this is yarrow. This is the cerise queen, I believe it's called. It's taken a couple years here to grow, but I think it's growing now. We're going to bloom now. And I've been going through and trimming out some of the things in here I wanted to get rid of, like the peonies, and I just leave them there, go back into the soil. So I'll start cutting those down every time I see them, just like the trumpet vine. And here is how this worked, just setting out seeds in baskets. And you can see that there's lots of animals that were digging in here. And I think that's what it was just animals digging in here. And the baskets that didn't have anything come up, I just threw that out on the ground. And this one here, I don't know what those are. I think the reason that I had such poor germination rates is because that the seeds I used were a year old. Because I had bought them in the previous summer. So the baskets that didn't have a lot of animals digging in them also had poor germination rates. And these are cone flowers. I think I bought a pot of them, a small flower pot, a couple of years back. Here is, I don't even know what this is blooming. Anybody knows, let me know. One of the drawbacks of this time of year is everything is done blooming. That's why I need to have more annuals, so I'm going to start putting more annuals out here. So they can have things blooming all year long. And this is Croxamia, and it's about done. All blooming all the way along there. Here's the foliage for that Croxamia. And I planted it several years ago, and I bought it at Breck's. And this is peony that I did like, so I didn't cut it back too radically. I did trim a little bit off the top. But I like this one because the flower is multicolored. This is a hardy gladiola that I bought from Breck's several years ago. And I don't know what's causing the leaves to look like that. So anybody knows about that, let me know. And here's a peony. Here is a hibiscus that I planted way out here. And it's not as old as the one up there at the house. But the blooms are smaller too. But I like the color much better. And this is all loose strife in here. Just got all this new growth is done blooming. And I'm still thinking about whether or not to move these irises out back. I think they would do better by themselves. Maybe I should wait till after spring. The time to move irises is in July or August. This is some columbine. I started from seed out back and moved up here. Look at there's new growth on it right there. Right there. And these are some daisies that were over here. Here's the new growth on them. Right there. Here's the new growth right here. Of course, this variegated dogwood, I like that. These, this is a shrub though, so it did. I think in the end of the year I cut it down about a foot above the ground, just so I can collect leaves from the trees that are falling, leaves that are falling. And here's another coral bells I bought in a pot, one of the greenhouses around here. And here's a columbine I bought in a pot from one of the greenhouses around here. This is bee balm that I had grown out back for several years. I just dug it up and moved it up here. At first I thought it died, but it seems to be coming back now. Hmm. Now this one here, all these seeds in this clay pot, and there's lots of them, but they didn't seem to, all these seeds in this clay pot, they didn't seem to get dug in like some of the other ones, and I don't know why. What made the difference? Maybe I was putting bone meal in them so animals wouldn't dig in them, but maybe this one had more bone meal in it than the baskets, because some of the baskets didn't get dug in that much, so maybe that's why I didn't put that much bone meal in this one as I did in this one. That's something to think about. And here I ordered these hibiscuses, and there's like just little pieces of roots. I don't remember actually where I ordered them, but they weren't very big. And so I just put them all in here like a big circle. So that's why we've got these different colors growing in here like this. Here's a white. I don't actually like white flowers, but this one here is kind of a red, but not as red as the other one down there. Maybe I might dig up this hardy geranium and divide it and put it up there. That's a good idea. Dig up this hardy geranium here and put it up there, and then put that hibiscus right here, or even right in here. That might work. I would like to have this flower bed up here all covered with moss roses, and maybe some real roses. Look at that one getting ready to bloom there. And the sedum here is nice, but I don't want to play anymore. Here's some hens and chicks in there. They don't seem to be doing that well. Right there. You never know. I just watered this yesterday. Look how dry it is. This rose that's growing over here I dug it up and put it right here, and it's this one here, but yet it just grew back up over there even after I dug it up. That's definitely the biggest hibiscus I've ever seen. It's even bigger than my hand. And look at all these other blooms coming on. Maybe I shouldn't move it, just prune it back. And this bird bath. We've had such a problem with mosquitoes here. That I think I'm really thinking about taking the gravel out and just putting in one big rock so that I could just dump the water out instead of having to wash it. Here's another basket where nothing grew, And the basket's kind of disintegrated. I'm pretty sure these are alpine strawberries or wild strawberries. And here's the coral bells. Morning.
Yeah.
This is Brunera. Yeah, you too. This is Brunera macrophylla. It blooms early in the spring. This one lily over here sure looks out of place. I've been thinking about digging it up. Here's another columbine I put over here. And this moonflower I planted over here is at last taken off, even after the animals dug in there so much. I put pine cones in there hoping that would help. I don't know if it did or not. I got a bunch of hostas out back. I think it'd be cool. I dug those up and put them in a row all the way along here, like in the back. These hostas here are getting ready to bloom. Look at the size of the leaf on this hosta. I believe it's called Sum and Substance. A lot of times I buy these plants as just assortments and I don't know what kind they are. This is Latin rose right here. It's been blooming since the spring. Looks like it's about done though. Years ago this is like the first thing I put over here was this hardy geranium before all these other things were over here. This is a rhododendron. It's probably about 30 years old. I planted when I first moved into this house. It blooms really nice in the spring, and I have to keep pruning on this side to keep the path open. It'd probably be way over there against the fence otherwise. And here I covered this area over with wood chips last year to get rid of all the stuff that was here. And then I just raked a couple places in and just scattered these seeds on the ground. And it's kind of a job keeping all the grass out. But they are growing and they are blooming. And the ones that come back next year, I'm going to, the ones that come back next year, I'm going to dig up and plant out front. Probably it's like, this is a cornflower, centuriae. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's sweet alyssum or something. I don't know. Here's a cornflower right here. I was trying to pull weeds. I think I accidentally pulled it up because there's so much grass in here. Here's another cornflower. Here is a morning glory that volunteered in there. Next time I do this, I'm going to go back to planting them in rows, even though the package says to broadcast them. I'm going to plant them in rows because it's so much easier to keep the weeds out and the grass. So that's one experiment but I think I'm going to continue to plant annual seeds over here or perennial seeds so that I can in the next year dig them up and put them out front. Oh yeah, I'm going to put them in rows so I don't have to deal with all this grass buried in amongst them. I love all these morning glories here. They just keep coming back every year. And these cosmos volunteer here. See, wouldn't it be nice if I could get the cosmos out front? I don't pay near as much attention to my vegetables as I do flowers out front. These are 4 o'clocks that volunteer here. And this is columbine. I keep every year there's new ones down in there. I just dig it up and put it out front. And here's some 4 o'clocks. I think I'm going to experiment. They just volunteer. I think I'm going to experiment and dig them up and put them out front. And I believe these are California poppies that just volunteer here from last year. And I broadcast all these flowers in here, but that was from those seeds that were a year old. So it's kind of sparse. But anything that comes back next year, I'll dig it up. Oh, look at that. That looks like some stackies or bunny rabbit's ears, the fuzzy plant. We'll see. Huh, how about that? There's some more over here. Stachy's byzantia. I was trying to think of the name. There's more there. It's got the purple flowers and the big gray fuzzy leaves. There's another one there. And I'll plant those. I got just a place out front to plant those too. There's another one there. All along the border there. They like full sun. Here's some more sweet alyssum. Okay. So yeah, next year I'll just use this for vegetables and plant all the flowers over there, but in rows. We have a crisper tray full of cucumbers in the house. So I'm just leaving these in the garden to fertilize the garden. And we get more. We've been eating these beets right steadily along. I just pick them as we can eat them. There's some carrots growing in there. I might leave those for a while. And these other radishes I just left go to seed because they didn't. I didn't know they were ready to eat. They just went to seed. And there's onions in here. I've been coming out and getting those. They're actually growing pretty slow though. These ones getting kind of big. Probably because it's so damn dry. And I just watered this a couple of days ago. I think with the raised beds, they're hard to keep watered. Look how dry that is. You can't. I can't be out here watering them every day. I might go back to growing in the ground until I can afford a drip irrigation system or something. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching all the way through to the end like this. And I'll see you next week. And thanks a lot for watching.